Wake the fuck up.
I think Mr. Beast was trying to tell us something. I was just watching his last video, right? The $1 to $100 million house. Look at this real quick. So pay attention. You know how he be going to cut scenes to the next place, right? Look.
And so to avoid being handed court papers, we decided to fly all the way across the country to Mass.
Y'all see that?
I'll see you at the next house. The only bad news is it's across the entire country. The good news is it's a $45 million mega mansion. Whoa. Luckily, our candy is very affordable. But you want to know what's not very affordable? The final house. Or should I say, the $139 million?
You just got extra, so why in the first clip, when we was transitioning to the new house, I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I just think too much, man. One more time. Wake up!
They put the truth right in front of our faces.
Hell I've ever seen out of Mark Zuckerberg.
So the song Shake It Off was about how I shed my skin every 1,000 years. And the song Bad Blood was about how I drink blood out of my Grammys.
A toast to blood. Save some blood for Paul Rudd.
You're watching over us. Why didn't you stop these things?
Stop them. We unleashed them.
By the way, this video is scripted and for entertainment purposes only. Stay weird.
Because I started to realize how, and I'm still in the process of laying out how each disease is related to a particular parasite. And so it goes so deep. There is a parasite associated, there's an insomnia parasite, there's an anxiety parasite, there's a parasite associated with blindness, a parasite associated with deafness. And what they put in our food, man, they know this. Solomon said there's nothing new under the sun. So they were giving the plebes in the Roman times bread, and they were making them watch gladiator games to make them unconscious, just to keep them in that barely, alive state. They're doing the same thing, just they're putting the gladiatorial games on our TVs, our televisions, and they're putting all the heavy metals in our foods. Everything we eat, that's how we're getting our bread. They're feeding us this bread, except now it's full with more heavy metals than it was before. Because just as they were tainting it before, they're also tainting it now. So just something to think about. There's nothing new under the sun, right?
Sorry, but what did scientists just create? And how is no one talking about this? Trust me, favorite this video because this is the craziest news of the century. Scientists in Beijing just cloned and brought back dragons. But you might be wondering what I mean by brought back. Well, as it turns out, in early to mid last year, in the mountains of Taimoshan, actual dragon remains were found. Personally, I've waited a long time for this. I am a Targaryen! Using the method of carbon dating, they were approximated to be 15,000 years old. Even the scales were still visible. Now, they quickly acquired the DNA from the dragon remains and proceeded to combine it with the DNA and RNA of lizards that are alive today, such as with the Komodo dragon, with the iguana, and with the bearded dragon. Finally created an actual species of dragon. Now, this was all leaked online by one of the researchers, coming out with emails between the researchers and the government, as well as picture proof. However, this is the part you're gonna go, what? In one of the emails, it was pointed out that one of the dragons that had been combined with a Komodo dragon had developed toxic venom. A venom which we have no cure for because, recreated the dragon! This is literally one of the most insane things I've ever spoken about on this channel. So send this to literally anyone you know to completely waste their time. Because I'm pretty sure all of these images are AI generated to fool us into thinking dragons existed. I'm really sorry.
Israel is at war. We didn't want this war. It was forced upon us in the most brutal and savage way. But though Israel didn't start this war, Israel will finish it. We will exact a price that will be remembered by them and Israel's other enemies for decades to come. The savage attacks that Hamas perpetrated against innocent Israelis are mind-boggling, slaughtering families in their homes, massacring hundreds of young people at an outdoor festival, kidnapping scores of women, children, and elderly, even Holocaust survivors. Hamas terrorists bound, burned, and executed children. They are savages. Hamas is ISIS. And just as the forces of civilization united to defeat ISIS, the forces of civilization must support Israel in defeating Hamas.
Company versus City of Chicago, and people can brush this under the rug if they want to, but this is a Supreme Court case. No state government entity has the power to allow or deny passage on the highways, byways, or waterways, transporting its vehicles and personal property for either recreation or business, but by being subject only to local regulation, i.e. safety, caution, traffic lights, speed limits, etc. Travel is not a privilege requiring licensing, vehicle registration, or forced insurances. Now, when I get done rendering this video right here, because we are on
Listen, we just got done singing the national anthem, and the cops came over and told this gentleman to lower the American flag because it was too high. This is Nevada for you. Libtard State, a police officer telling a man to lower the American flag. What the hell? Come on, folks. Really? I don't care who you are. You gonna live in this country, you respect that flag.
I inform you that America and China have declared war, and a massive nuclear attack is expected to reach our shores within the hour. That's the sort of hypothetical emergency today's disaster preparedness drill is designed to get us ready for. All Springfielders should now move off the streets and inside their homes. Please avoid the superstitious panic which marked the recent lunar eclipse.
Sorry, Dad. I was afraid the dragon wouldn't cough the moon back up. You idiot! The dragon always coughs the moon back up.
I know it's futile, but I must again point out, there is no dragon.
Then why am I paying $800 a year in dragon insurance?
Again, I maintain that money would be better spent on car insurance.
Lisa, everyone knows dragons do not attack cars. Jeez, pick up a book.
I pick up books like you pick up beers.
Then you have a serious reading problem.
Now remember, this is only a drill. Ah! The missiles really are coming! The so-called drill is just a way to get you into your shelters without causing total chaos. Is what I would say if this weren't a drill. This is not a drill!
Now we're supposed to stay down in our storm cellar for 3 hours.
So do your farting now.
Homie, what if that was the last thing you ever said?
Don't worry, my last words will be, I can outrun that lion. All right, everybody in.
Mix this only once, and you'll find blurry vision. You will regain your vision in a natural and fast way. For this potent recipe, we will use 2 lemons, preferably ripe ones, which we will cut into small pieces, including the peel. We will also use 3 garlic cloves, which we will chop into small pieces. Garlic helps reduce the risk of macular degeneration and other eye diseases. We will also use 4 tablespoons of olive oil, as it is excellent for preventing blindness. Now, in a glass container with a lid, add all the ingredients and cover them completely with honey. This is a very effective recipe for blurry vision. You will regain your vision in the most natural and fast way. Take 1 tablespoon of this remedy every morning for a month, and you will be amazed by the results.
Okay. You are not working for Canada. You are working for your globalist partners. I wonder how much they're paying you to betray Canada. What do we do with traitors in Canada, Mr. Trudeau? We used to hang them for treason. And you're doing that very same thing to us now. We know what you're doing.
Jim Carrey was one of the actors playing Joe Biden. They arrested pretty much in 2020. They arrested almost everybody between 2020 and 2021, and the majority of them were given some sort of deal. If you cooperate with us, you get to leave a legacy. So we'll say that you died of a heart attack or whatever. But they were all executed. But like there were some of them that got little special deals. Like Sam Smith is another one. He doesn't want to be up there doing this silly shit he's doing. He's not happy with doing that at all. But he's doing it because that's part of the deal that he took. Like, we're going to put you up there, and you're going to go up there, and you're going to make a fool of yourself because we're waking people up. So that's why they had people dancing as demons. They're putting it right in your face now to wake people up. So there's certain people that got special little, you know, like, yo, you do this. We'll let you off the hook if you do this for us. You got to play a part in this operation. And that Jim Carrey got to play Joe Biden.
Martial law has been declared. This is what you need to do now. Now, you might want to share this with everyone, because the world's going to shit, and we might need this sooner than you think. Now, in 2020, we all witnessed just how fast things can change when society feels itself in danger. The order of things, the world we thought unchangeable, shifted under our feet in a matter of weeks. Here's 5 steps you need to take as soon as martial law is declared. Keep your weapons hidden and unlisted. Lose them. They don't exist anymore. The same goes for food, ATVs, vehicles, water, medicine, all these things. You need to keep these items out of sight and unclaimable. Do not talk about your preps with others. Keep a low profile and avoid looking militaristic. Blend in and become the gray man. Avoid unnecessary travel at all costs. Checkpoints will be danger points that will put you in contact with the authorities. Straight drawing attention to yourself. Even a small accident may get your name into the system. And who knows what lists we've already been put on. Be the perfect citizen in public. The more you plan to break the rules, the more you need to look like someone who would never do such a thing. Publicly support the new regime, but never go out of your way to draw attention to yourself. Be sure to always keep in mind that many people will be paid informants. You need to be very careful in these times with whom you trust. And many people may truly think they're doing the moral thing by helping the military government. But you have to remember that these will be dark times. Good guys and bad guys won't be obvious to all. But don't forget to share and follow. I got one more on this topic. AP out.
Hold on, bro. Wait. This movie is crazy. This was the last Godzilla movie that came out, bro. This had the most crazy hidden subliminal message I ever seen, bro, in the movie. Not even spicing it. I believe they was trying to tell us 2 major things in this specific movie, especially with this 3-headed dragon, Ghidorah. Peep the scene real quick. Now, another subliminal I peeped. The beast from the Bible, Revelation. the beast that's supposed to come from the sea, right? Look what it looked like. And they said once we see this, we're supposed to be going with the Antichrist and shit like that. Like we're supposed to encounter that with Pete. Now I want y'all to pay attention to the scene. Peep that shit, yo. Y'all peep that shit, bro? Yo, y'all have to pay attention to these movies, yo. Look at this shit. Yeah, once the beast rose, back in 2016, Buzz Aldrin said, we're all in danger as evil itself in an article. This shit's scary!
Listen to what he says on here. Is he describing what's actually happening over there or what is going to happen somewhere else? Here it comes. Oh.
Good afternoon. You know, there are moments in this life, I mean this literally, when the pure, unadulterated evil is unleashed on this world. The people of Israel lived through one such moment this weekend. The bloody hands of the terrorist organization Hamas, a group whose stated purpose for being is to kill Jews. This is an act of sheer evil.
Did you catch what he just said? Their sheer purpose for being is to do that. And where are they now?
More than 1,000 civilians slaughtered, not just killed, slaughtered in Israel.
Pay attention,
Among
y'all.
them, at least 14 American citizens killed. Parents butchered using their bodies to try to protect their children. Stomach-turning reports of babies being killed. Entire families slain. Young people massacred while attending a musical festival to celebrate peace. To celebrate peace.
Mm-hmm.
Women raped, assaulted, paraded as trophies. Families hid their fear for hours and hours, desperately trying to keep their children quiet.
Have y'all noticed a change about this man? This is the same one. I just saw him run away from a press conference without tripping one time. This is the same man that can't even walk up 5 or 6 stairs.
To avoid drawing attention. And thousands of wounded. Alive, but carrying with them the bullet holes and the shrapnel wounds and the memory of what they endured. You all know these traumas never go away. There's still so many families desperately waiting to hear the fate of their loved ones, not knowing if they're alive or dead or hostages. Infants in their mother's arms, grandparents in wheelchairs, Holocaust survivors abducted and held hostage. Hostages whom Hamas has now threatened to execute in violation of every code of human morality.
Well, they're over here now, so here we have it. Dark Brandon, the one that flipped the script on all his people. What do we all really think is going to happen? What is going to happen when we make a move with Israel? Stay safe.
lips, but what is this? What is that?
Y'all called us crazy when we said we had 2 suns, right? So can y'all explain what we're looking at now? Nibiru is in the sky. The second sun is here. That's why the Christ consciousness is the way that it is right now. This is nothing but a confirmation from everything that we've been saying. Not only that, this shift is finna happen. The poles is shifting, the vibration is shifting. Oh yeah, it's the end of this cycle, it's about that time. Let me know what y'all think about the Black Sun and Nibiru in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. Shit's getting weird. And TikTok this for entertainment purposes only. Only entertainment.
Breaking news, there is threats in the United States that are rising after the Hamas attacks on Israel, according to the FBI director. They went on to say there's been an increase in reported threats, and they're worried about lone actors who may take inspiration from the recent events. Also, Egypt is allowing Palestinians to cross the border. However, they said that America could not, as well as other foreign. And this comes from the U.S. Department of State, talking about how Blinken helped turn the water back on for people in South Gaza. However, you've seen how Egypt responded. Also, UN calls on Hamas to immediately and unconditionally release all the hostages. I will be going live tonight to show you what's going on in Gaza, as well as maybe I can find a live feed of what's going on at Lebanon. Take care. God bless.
Okay, I'm about to show you a video from 50 years ago that has pretty much predicted exactly what's going on now with our conditions of living and pollution and natural disasters and things like that, and also where it's going to be going in the future. And this is probably the scariest video you're going to see all month. I'm going to warn you now, don't watch this if you don't want to be scared. These are dark predictions coming from my channel called Dark Predictions. You never would have guessed. I know. But this video is so fucking accurate that I really need you to watch this.
Very simple graphs which project what's going to happen to the planet over the next 150 years if we don't do something drastic to stop.
Emergency alert. Please pay attention because I'm going to be explaining today why every country is evacuating their citizens from Israel as fast as they possibly can. What you're seeing behind me here is a map of Israel and its respective nuclear facilities, which extend all the way up to the north, close to Lebanon, One of the primary ones of importance is this Dimona nuclear plant, where apparently this is where their nuclear weapons program is based out of. Now, I'm quite certain that there's a lot of classified information that we don't know about their nuclear program. I highly doubt that their nuclear weapons are stored there. I'm sure they're in some deep underground military bunker somewhere else. However, there was a skirmish in this location recently. Now, this video, this animation that you're seeing behind me, was published on a media channel associated with Hezbollah, essentially making threats towards Israel's nuclear facilities. Anytime we're in modern war with a nuclear power, we always run the risk of nuclear power plants becoming entangled in the conflict. Of course, we've seen this at Chernobyl. We've seen this at the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant in Ukraine. Israel is a much smaller place. And of course, many of these facilities are in range of rockets of Hamas and of course Hezbollah, which can target effectively all of Israel. Now, the only potential protective factor here, which might prevent this from happening, is the blowback to other surrounding countries, which may be aligned with the Lebanon, Syria, Iranian axes, okay? And of course, the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. So if there was some sort of incident at these nuclear facilities, it's very likely that the blowback would flow right into the West Bank. Now, I don't know if when Israel created these nuclear facilities, if this was part of the plan, if this was strategic in some way, shape, or form, but this is just something to keep your eye on, because indeed, there is a reason why every single country right now is evacuating their citizens, except the United States. Take a look at this. Australia could use military flights to evacuate people from Israel. They actually canceled their commercial flights due to fear of flying there, apparently. German Air Force to evacuate citizens from Israel tonight, and they're doing this quick, guys. India, several other countries evacuating citizens from Israel. I'm going to tell you why they're doing it so quick in just a moment. Please bear with me. First evacuation flight with Ukrainians on board, evacuating Tel Aviv. Japan, Turkey, okay, all of these places, hundreds from Jersey Shore stranded in Israel amid a slow and costly evacuation. Now, you have to ask yourself, why on earth is the United States, who is surrounding this place with military equipment, okay, they're sending F-15s and reinforcements into Jordan, which has a very, very large pro-Palestinian population, but also a pro-Palestinian population. There is a risk of the monarchy there being overthrown and upended by the population in some revolt, should they not in some way try to sympathize with the plight of the Palestinians, okay? You have aircraft carriers. Another one is inbound. That's a definite thing. So we went from no aircraft carriers to 2 aircraft carriers in a week, and I believe they're even considering rerouting some stuff from the Persian Gulf, just in case this situation explodes. Now ask yourself this: why is it that every single Western country is evacuating their citizens as we speak, yet in the United States, they still have a level 3 advisory? Okay, so let's just check out the advisory for, looks like we got a 404 error here. No, yeah, 404 error. Either way, Israel right now is a level 3 travel advisory. Level 4 is do not travel. That's what you would want at this point in time, is a do not travel, much like Syria, much like the Gaza Strip. So if you take a look at the Gaza Strip, this is a do not travel, you probably can't read that, travel advisory. Okay, this shows you all, this State Department map, just to be clear, shows you every single travel advisory in the world with their respective embassies and consulates, whether or not they're active. Every adversarial country is obviously in red, or has been an adversarial country in the past is in red, or maybe in the future, like Russia, very likely. Okay, so we're starting to see this inconsistency. Why is the United States, who is descending on this country with weaponry, lots of weaponry, why is it that there is not a level 4 do not travel advisory yet? Is this not to spook the population of both Israel and the United States with respect to what is about to happen. Why?
Alright guys, every time you have meat, you have to add a whole bunch of lime and lemon in order to negate the negative effects, because meat is not 100% alkaline. We have to make it as alkaline as possible and only consume it once every 3 days. Also, always adding the ginger, the cayenne, the cumin, the turmeric, right? The grass-fed butter. What this grass-fed butter is going to do is rebuild your gut, right? And of course, salt every meal, Leviticus 2:13. When you start to use these concepts, guys, your gut is literally going to change. You have everything that you need for the day inside of this meal. So we know that 93% plus of all people have a mineral deficiency because they're not using salt for every meal and they're not using the herbs to help seal their gut, their leaky gut issue, right? So the issue is fear, the copper deficiency, #1 deficiency in the world, and then the stress of magnesium deficiency, #2 deficiency in the world. So when we fix this deficiency, the copper, the iron or the anemia issue deficiency will go away too, right? But we have to fix it. We have to fix your blood on a cellular level, and then it's going to get rid of the fear, which is just a lack of a lack of copper in the locus coeruleus, because that part of your brain, it's basically a blue dot, and it's made 100% mostly of just copper, and it's responsible for allowing your body to be in an electrical state. So this is very important because copper helps to repair your tissue, your DNA, right, on a cellular level. Alright, so we know that the #1 deficiency in the world is copper, right, creating the state of fear. #2 deficiency is magnesium, stress. So when we start to get this copper back into this part of your brain, the locus coeruleus, everything else in the body starts to work again. But remember, we have to use herbs that will be for the healing of the nations, Revelations 22:2, and we have to salt every meal. On top of, we have to get rid of the yeast, the mold, the leaven, the excess fungus that's been growing inside of our guts. Now remember what leprosy really translates to in the ancient Hebrew. It just equals that good old word, right? And that's why we're told how to take mold out of the home in the book of Leviticus 2. So, remember, these principles help you to heal and to heal, because it's already in the book, right? We just have to know where to look, and we have to know how to ascertain our information. We have to know that all disease starts in the gut. The strength of a man is in his gut and his loins, according to Job 40:16. And so if we have excess yeast, mold, or candida inside of our guts, we're not going to be able to, our gut is our second brain, so we won't be able to think straight if we have excess heavy metals inside of us. So remember, this is the plan, this is the gift. No disease, if you listen, Exodus 15:26 is part of the trouble, right? Heal to heal. And that's part of Jacob's story, right? His heal in the womb. Story of the womb. We know that all disease starts in the womb or the gut, and mold equals the original translation for leprosy, right? So he makes the leper whole again, right? He told us that as long as we listen to him and not to the government, you know, he said that we would be okay. So let's go ahead and get back to that good old regenerative lifestyle and salt every meal, because it's part of this grand design makeup that he told Moses to tell us for whatever reason when he was on the mountain. Leviticus 2:13, salt every meal. And so, this is a covenant of salt. It will last forever. As well, every time brass is mentioned in the Bible, what it really translates to is copper. It was a mistranslation when it's just brass, right? It's always copper. That's the reference, because the body runs off copper, gold, and silver. So that's why it's so important. He raised the copper snake, right? So all these stories, they're in the book. And actually, the